Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you if you've already subscribed, and if you're watching, thank you again. Today I am drawing one of my favorite mugs from Summer Moon. I live and breathe Summer Moon ever since I moved to Austin, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a while now. And I kind of wanted to talk today about like a work-life balance. It is very easy to become consumed by your work once you're in that mode. And I don't know if other artists struggle with this, but I know that we all have like mental blocks, and that's like a really well-known thing. But like, I don't know if this is a relatable thing where like once you get back into working, you're so grateful that you're working again, and you're like, oh my god, I have like this, let's say, inspiration or energy to want to draw again. And then we overdo it and we burn ourselves out, and then that's how we end up in the mental art block. That's what I think happens. But so because I've been working consistently now towards my portfolio, so yay, like I think I've had like 5 weeks of consistent work. I'm very grateful to my planner, because without it I would probably have died. I wanted to talk about the work-life balance once you start working on your portfolio consistently. You kind of lose track of days and you don't know really what's going on, but it's okay, because I kind of want to talk about how crazy it is, and maybe this will help someone. I am very grateful that I have found my focus again, but I want to make sure to keep it consistent and not overwork myself, because that's kind of where I started. So I am keeping a notebook, and I schedule out what I want to tackle each day, and I make sure that if I've accomplished it, I don't necessarily want to do more just because I finished it. So I try to space out what I'm doing, and I allow myself time to, I guess, decompress after I've finished my goal for the day. Whereas to before, I would get really excited that I had found that energy again. So I would just continue to work up until like 7 a.m. and I was like, oh my god, like I have like the most artistic mindset right now. And while that was all great and wonderful for like 3 days, it would crash right after 3 days. And I'm not trying to make that a habit anymore. So especially now that I've remade my YouTube channel, it's keeping me on track, but I also need to take care of like my mental state of make sure you're producing consistent work, but don't overdo it. So that doesn't mean that I don't sketch or paint in between. It's just I need to make sure that if I've been working for hours, even if I'm not tired, I should probably stop and continue tomorrow, which is kind of it's a great thing to do. It's just sometimes like I just want to keep painting, but yeah, I'll end up watching a video or something, and then I'll be like, okay, I can wait till tomorrow. So that got me into missing painting. We had a winter storm-ish in Texas 2 days ago. That wasn't really a storm, but we live in Texas, so we got like 2 inches of snow and we were all excited. So it was also Sunday, so I was like, you know what, if I'm working consistently every day, even if it's not all day, I haven't had time for me to really do the things that I like miss, really, like painting or oil pastel drawings, which are both my favorite. So I figured if I'm gonna be working like this, I also need to be able to like create that free time for myself, where even though drawing this mug brought me happiness, because it really did, and so did my turnarounds and so on, that brings me like another set of joy right now. It's like, yes, I'm working towards something, it's going to happen, but at the same time, I've missed painting and drawing for a while now, and I kind of put it in the back burner while I went to art school, because I was like, I'm here to learn softwares, to practice these softwares, to learn how to animate or to draw characters digitally, which is like a whole other set of skills. So I had kind of put all the creative or kind of relaxing types of art that I do on the back burner and just been like, I don't have time for it right now, and I'll get back to it eventually. Which, to be quite honest, I probably could have made time. I think I just didn't have time management skills to the degree that I have now, because like I said, my thought of having time was like, I have to devote my whole day to it until 7 a.m. the next day, which is ridiculous. So I was like, I don't have time if I'm not producing work. So all I was really doing was like stressing myself out about the work I have to do that I haven't done. So it wasn't bringing me as much joy as finding a balance now. So besides that, I mean, let's move on to what I was talking about. I just ranted. It was that snow day on Sunday, and so I was like, you know what? I really should just go back to the simple thing that brought me joy, which was painting and oil pastels here and there, at least on Sundays, because that is such a creative way to just let it all flow. So I dug through my closet and I found, oh my god, finding this box it felt so heartwarming. I found my box with all my paint brushes and my oil pastels, acrylics, oil paints, and it was like, yes, where have you been? Because I haven't completely unpacked since I moved into my apartment here, I guess. So I lived in Austin a couple of years. I think I lived in Austin 2 years. Then I moved to Killeen because I got married. And then we just moved right back down. So yeah, I haven't unpacked all my art tools because I have so many. And it was just nice to take them out, to look through them, to paint a little that afternoon. So definitely got me thinking on creating that work-life balance now that I am being consistent in putting out artwork for my portfolio. But now I also need to find that happy space where like, this makes me happy, but painting and drawing brings me back to those like foundational skills and love and expression I had learned. Like, it's just kind of so, I don't know how to say it, like, it warms my heart to go back to the basics, or to the traditional media. So I am using right now my my calendar. I guess it's not a calendar, it's like a little grid book where I am setting realistic expectations for myself. So I'll finish doing a piece maybe between 2 days so that I don't overwork myself. So I'll give myself 2 days to work on something for my portfolio that I know is doable. And then usually those days that I'm working on that, I make sure that I decompress after 6 or 7. And I do cheat on that a little because even though I'm supposed to just relax, I usually get my calendar book, or I go onto my LinkedIn and I'm just trying to see what I could do. But I think it also just lets me overlook what I did accomplish during the day and keeps me moving forward. But then now I set aside days where it's only gonna be like Sunday, where I can only paint things that bring me joy. Like, there's so many paintings I haven't finished. Specifically, I've been working on a wedding painting that I never finished. So I'm trying to finish that soon. But also just enjoy the art of it and be relaxed while I'm doing it without thinking about my portfolio. And I also think that alone will inspire more creative work if I'm allowing myself a chance to just be more relaxed with my art tools and do more freehand sketches and paintings on the side in between my actual portfolio pieces. So it's been a good experience so far. I mean, it's been like 2 weeks since the year started, and let's just see how this keeps going. But yeah, this was a piece that I did in love of my Summer Moon coffee mug, which I have two. I'm a fanatic. I don't know. I'm obsessed with this coffee, and so every time I go, I end up buying something that I already have. So I have like 2 mugs, but they're completely different. One is blue and one is yellow. I have a canteen, and I have a sweatshirt, and I have 2 keychains. So I do this out of my whole love for this coffee. And I decided on this one because I don't think I was gonna draw a coffee mug, to be quite honest. I think I wanted to draw 10 different objects and then like render them out. But I was like, that's too many renders. I should only render 1 and do variations, because that's more of a valuable piece to add to my portfolio, I feel. And it ended up being just this mug because I was like, oh my god, why can't I just draw 10 variations of this beautiful Summer Moon cup? So then I just sketched out the other ones, because then it becomes kind of, at least from like feedback I've seen on other videos and also just studying other people's portfolios, you don't really need to render all of them. I mean, it just depends. If you want to, you can. There's no such thing as like one way to make a portfolio, but I decided to just sketch 1 and just show that I can do variations. And I had a lot of fun with it, which was, I guess, the most important part of this. It was the most relaxing part of this project, was that I was drawing something that I wanted to draw. I hope I keep a consistent workflow because I think I know now how to manage it. But once again, I just want to really thank you all for watching, and I hope some of this workflow stuff was relaxing or entertaining and maybe helpful to some people. And always remember to keep drawing.